What's good, YouTube land? That Weird Collector here, bringing you guys a video review of Transformers Titans Return Legends Class Kickback. It's taken 3 different toy lines with 3 different gimmicks, but we finally have all 3 of the Insecticons, at least at the same scale, because there was a deluxe Kickback back when the Fall of Cybertron toy line was a deluxe Kickback. Now he's here in a legend scale. And I'm going to take a look at the box. Obviously, here's the figure. Got a picture of the alt mode right there. Titans Return, Legends Class in red. Kickback, he's a Decepticon. Made by Hasbro, obviously. And there's a bit of a discrepancy with the toy compared to the box art. So the box art has black shoulders all the way down to the elbow, while the toy has all purple arms. The head sculpt on the picture has a red visor, red optics, but this one I believe has light piped red optics. And the biggest issue I find is like on the wings and bug legs. On the package art, there are silver. On the toy, they're translucent yellow and purple. So that's just something something to notice. And I like in the background of Kickback's art, there are a bunch of other clones of Kickback hopping through the sky, because he is a grasshopper, I believe. That's it. You got the big Transformers right there with the Generations logo. Nothing on either side, and you have the obligatory product shots. I almost forgot the name of the gimmick. Kickback lures allies, then turns on them for his own gain. So 9 steps. We got your warning. Let's just get him out of the box, all right? Before I ramble any further, let's just get him open and check out the toy. So here he is, open up and out of his packaging in his bug mode. And we're going to take a look at the card first, because yay, cards! That same piece of artwork. Another thing I noticed is, on here he has some red paint apps on his feet, where he doesn't have them on the toy. So, and also his hips are black, where on the toy's hips are purple. But enough rambling about how inaccurate this picture is compared to the toy. But also on the back we got some tech specs. He's 9 on the intelligence scale, so that's pretty good. Not the strongest, but he doesn't need to be. And instructions, which I did actually use because the transformation is really simple but really weird. And here he is for size comparison with his mates, Bombshell and Shrapnel. Scrapnel. He's called Scrapnel now. Scrapnel. Here are the 3 Insecticons all together. And they do look good. I do like them in this little scale, which a legend scale is appropriate because apparently the Insecticons were really small in the G1 cartoon. Like they were the size of bugs compared to the rest of the robots. Ha ha ha! Troll. But yeah. Just have a sip of water. But now we finally have them and they look good together. With 3 different gimmicks. Regular Generations, Combiner Wars, and Titan's Return. Even though these two have nothing to do with the gimmicks actually going on in their toy lines, they're just plaster the name because that's the toy line at the time. I guess I'll take away Perceptor just to give you a full shot of them. And there you go. There you go. And there you go. So here is Kickback in his bug mode. He's a really weird grasshopper. I know. I don't know what to say about this mode other than it's a meh. Like, you got a nice bug head. You got bright, big yellow eyes, which could probably use another coat of paint. You got the bug horns, whatever you want to call them, antenna. I haven't actually tried this yet. Oh my god, okay. Save that for later. Save that as a feature for later. And just like his two brethren, he gets the updated bug legs instead of more machine legs like his G1 toy had. Hopefully I will be able to pick up the G1 re-release of the Insecticons one day and do a video of it. And we come to his really ridiculous grasshopper rear end, where he has these gigantic black bits up here and these pretty skinny purple bits down here. But I guess as a grasshopper you need to jump high, so a grasshopper would probably have powerful legs. But his color scheme is black, silver, and purple, and yellow. Unfortunately, I don't have a cutaway bit for that, but oh well. You got some silver vents on these bits of his legs, hind legs. You got some yellow on the top. Translucent yellow for the wings, with some nice detailing and a whatever that the CE is supposed to represent. I guess he abides to whatever regulations. Looking at the top, we do have a Decepticon insignia on his translucent yellow chest plate, which is nice. It's nice that we finally got an Insecticon with a translucent chest piece, which I'm not sure if it's animation model accurate, but I know it's the toy accurate. On the bottom we have visible hand syndrome. They're just right there. Like, they're not even hiding. We also have a bit of visible head syndrome. It's actually right inside that head. But articulation wise, we might as well go into these forelegs. Aren't really on anything. They're on a hinge here, but it's more for transformation. They kind of flump right into position. Flump, or whatever that noise is that MGO makes. The wings are on a ball joint to give them nice range. It can go that far. They're also on a hinge to go outward that far. Basically, I think that's mostly for transformation. It's still nice to have articulated wings. I don't know what this is, but he's doing something here. Probably hurting himself. The back legs are the robot mode legs, so just you got a ball joint at the hip, ball joint at the knee, and a hinge here for transformation, and a hinge there for transformation. Which, yeah, I'll go over that all in robot mode, which we'll get to in 1 second. He doesn't come with an accessory, so it's a shame. Here, we'll give him Perceptor for a second, and I'll be right back because I have to turn those two into robot mode. Alright, so to transform him, we're going to start at the legs. You're going to hinge this back until it soft locks into place, and then take his foot and push it into his shin, and that's how that's going to look. Basically. Well, that's not a soft lock, that's pretty hard. It's a hard lock indeed. Do the same thing on the other side. And now you have a pair of legs. So, the transformation is almost done, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do is unpeg the arms, and we're going to fold the bug legs back, fold the bug wings back till we're there for now. And you're going to take the arm, and it's on this hinge. Wow. Even for figures such as small as this, it's out of frame. But take this peg, and you're going to bring it all the way up, and it's just going to rest right in there. Not really it's a really soft locking point, and it feels like it constantly comes out. And then you just straighten the arm, and you've got a really lanky arm. Do the same thing on the other side. Bring it up, and rotate on the ball joint, and you've got your two arms. Now for the wings, Kickback's general position is to have them up here, so you can put them up there if you want. And then you're going to take the bug head, bring it to the back, and rotate on the hinge, rotate his head forwards. And there you have Titan's Return Legend Class Kickback in his robot mode. And yeah, he looks cool. He looks like a robot. Like, he definitely looks cool. Definitely like him. Get out of the way. Right away, here is Bombshell, and here is Scrapnel. Here are his buddies. With varying colors of purple, I find, and varying yellows. But just going to leave these two back here. It's a shame Scrapnel is the only one that comes with an accessory, but that was what the Legends class was doing at the time this guy was released. They were coming with basically Target Master buddies. I'm going to take a look at his entire robot mode. It definitely looks solid, barring the whole plug-in on the arms. This one especially is a little bit weaker, but they do hold in there. Unless you... I don't know. Well, unless you actually play with them. Well, yeah, it looks like a pretty solid robot. If my tongue would work. Take a look at the head. Unfortunately, it is not light piped, because the back of his head is just a hinge. Like, he doesn't actually have a back to his head. It's just the hinge. So that's another thing that's different from the box art. But it's definitely a cool head sculpt. Black visor, silver faceplate, and a little bit of silver head crest. All the other colors are the same now. You got a little bit of purple in the legs, breaking up the black. That's kind of nice. You see his hands now are just holes covered in kibble. I don't exactly know what part on a bug that is, but it's kibble on this mode. Speaking of kibble, he's got his beast mode head just sitting right there, and the front legs just hanging off the backs of his legs, arms. So yeah, and he's got his back legs hanging off the back of his legs. So just like the other Insecticons, he's pretty kibble-tastic. Articulation-wise, his head is on a hinge and a hinge, so it can go all the way up for transformation. The antennae are not on joints. They're just made out of a soft, squishy plastic. I guess to prevent breaking. Oops, you can do that. I'm going to just raise the camera just because I'm going to play with him up here. Shoulders are on a ball joint with a nice cut at the top, so you can go all the way out. The proportions are a bit weird, if I could say that. Like, his biceps are really lanky, but his hands go down to just about his knees, so like people consider that a perfect proportion, but it's really long and lanky, and I find it weird because his forearms are bigger than his biceps, so like I don't know how he worked out that much. Just I don't know what he did, but yeah, elbows on a ball joint affords you a bicep swivel, that much range. It's pretty nice. His arms will go wherever you want them to, except, you know, backwards, right there. And they come unpegged at the drop of a dime. Or whenever you don't want them to come unpegged, they'll come unpegged. Nothing at the waist, but for the gimmick I can understand, because there is a small amount of gimmick to this guy. Hips are on a ball joint. Very nice range. They do bump into the bug legs, but you can get them out of the way. You can kick all the way forwards. You can do the full Van Damme, as Vangelis likes to put it. The knee is a ball joint. Mine's a bit... Oh, there's a locking point to the ball joint. Interesting. Yeah, there's basically a locking point right there, if you can hear it. There's a little fleck of plastic right there. Right there. That it goes over and locks the knee in place. But you do get a knee swivel. Decent. Like, that's pretty good range, right? I think. And nothing at the foot. Due to transformation, you can fold it back if you want. But there's Titan's Return Kickback. But we have to go into the gimmick that I activated earlier. His chest does actually open to reveal some stuff. Not painted, it's all in black, but that just looks I don't want to go into how awkward that looks, but yeah, this was a feature on the G1 toy. All three of them had a translucent yellow chest that opened, because I believe they were taken from Diaclone, and these weren't meant to be sentient robots. They were meant to be piloted mech suits. So they had an opening gimmick to put a little figure inside, and this gimmick was freaking redundant by 1984 or whenever, like the mid to late 80s. So to see it on a 2017 toy is just hilarious. But hey, they had to fit something in here, so I'm glad they did that. Yeah, there is Kickback. He's kind of necessary if you're completing your Legends Insecticons, and he is definitely a nice robot with a pretty meh passable bug mode. But you know, the bug mode you might display him in, but you're probably gonna play with the robot mode. That's probably the best thing I can say about the bug mode. It's display only. You're not really gonna play with it. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this review, and talk to you guys next time. But until then, keep it weird.